Hello guys, welcome to my first video on HTML crash course for absolute beginners. Now before we get started, I recommend you to subscribe to my channel so that in case any of the video we do, you could be notified and you follow up stepwise. You can as well like if you find the video interesting, but if you find it interesting, you can as well dislike. We shall find ourselves in the following tutorials. Now, before we get started, there are some basic things you need to put into consideration as beginners. Firstly, the course is for absolute beginners who learn little or nothing in HTML. We will focus on HTML5 only with little or no CSS, just for you to have the basic understanding on HTML, how it looks like with or without CSS. Now, before we proceed, this is applicable, focus and patient. I'm trying to tell you understand that I used to find some videos telling me that you can learn HTML 30 minutes on YouTube. That is quite bullshit. It's not like I want to sound hard to you, but you can as well follow up what you need, and it needs to be applicable. Remember, developers are people who love learning. Applicable, you cannot sleep at night getting up and become a full stack developer. You need to put yourself into work. You need to love learning. You need to love coding. It's not like mathematics. The best mathematician is someone who solves math every day. So you need to post. You can post the video as so many times you want and try to redo and redo until you get the basic idea on HTML. Before you get into coding, there are some basic things you need to know about coding and how, before you get started, the things you need to consider, some parameters. Like you can see, wireframing simply tells about the structure of any website. Structure here explains to you how, before you want to start coding, you need to know what you're actually coding and what the basic frame, the structure, what you want to do. Before you can code and start, you'll be able to understand what you're doing and where you're going to. What are the basic tools? Now we'll be looking for the various tools you will need in order to start as a beginner. That's the various editors and the browsers. Then we are good to go. What we will need to start as a beginner. Now you just need to choose one of your choice for the text editor and the web browser as well. Just to choose any one you think you're more familiar with. You can work with along without getting into your own stuff. Now we have Notepad, which is basically for Windows, and TextMate. That's for Mac, Sublime Text, Visual Studio Code, which I'll be using for these tutorials, Adobe Dreamweaver at home. Web browsers, you need to choose one. I'll be using Google Chrome. We also have Opera, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer. Please, you should really not use Internet Explorer. It's not quite good. Safari and Microsoft. Now, what's HTML? Now, before you get into HTML or start writing HTML code, there's some things you need to know. You need to know what HTML is all about before you can start using HTML to write code. Now, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's a code that's used to structure a web page and its content. Content talks about what the page is all about, what's displayed for the audience. It's used to create and design web pages using a markup language. It's a building block of any web page. It's not a programming language. Now, people sometimes are confused with HTML and programming, and HTML and markup with scripting language. HTML cannot be used to create dynamic functionalities. It's not a programming language. All HTML can do is just to provide some structure of website or everything we said. It's not a programming language. It cannot provide functions. Functionalities can be dynamic. So as we proceed, you shall find how we do. Now we shall be talking on tag syntax in HTML. Tag syntax is simply the arrangement of elements and the attribute to create a well-formed document. Thus, it talks about the body, the things that will be displayed, that any text, how it's been arranged, how it's put to place in order to come out or in order to create a well-formed document, which we shall see as we start our coding practice. This semantic is just concerned about the meaning, what those tags are outly, what they are actually talking about. So a tag is composed with special characters. As you can see here, you have a tag name and the content. The content is what will be displayed or what the tag is all about. It's in headline, it's a heading tag. Heading tag also talks about a heading or a paragraph tag. You shall see, and it also end with a forward slash. Come in pairs. Tags always come in pairs, except there are self-closing tags, which are also have. You have a start tag and an end tag, as well as a self-closing tag. The page structure basically is divided into two. Now we have the head and we have the body. Now the head document, as I earlier said, is divided into two. The head is it contains the information about HTML, like the document. For instance, let me see the title, the page and the version of HTML, and the metadata. Metadata simply all the links as well, carrying out the favorite icon, or everything that will be displayed, or everything that defines how the page is all about. That's actually about the head. If you want to add some additional style pages like style.css, some other functionalities, or another, like for instance, taking other pages and trying to link to your index.html, which is the home page of the browser, that will be linked with a head tag. Now going out to the body, that's basically what will be displayed, what the HTML page, the content the HTML page is carrying out, what it's talking about. The content, everything that you want to display on the web, that's simply basically the body, and how information will be displayed is in the body. Now we shall proceed by looking how the body tag is all about, or what the body syntax is all about, and how it's structured, and the various ways in which you can use the body tag in order to display your content respectively. HTML5 semantic tags. Now, out of the header or the footer, now we try to talk about the display, what the page is displayed, what information or what the entire HTML block is talking about. That's looking about the nav. As you can see, the semantic tag element clearly describe the meaning of both the browser and the developer. Example, we're now talking about the semantic tag elements. You have the div, you have the span. Now, the span now try to make you understand that it's basically division in the respect to this. Now, it tells nothing about the content. For example, you can say with the form simply talk about the form or the table, the article, as you can see. Now, let's get started in writing our HTML code. Now, before we get started, basically, after having all the basic things you need, like the text editor, the browser, and choosing one of your choice, you can now go to your desktop. You just create a folder that all your HTML pages, blocks, and files will be there. In my case here, I'm going to create a folder here. I'm going to name the folder CamTech. Writing correctly. So I can as well open my folder here, and I try to create my various files in here, but I'm not going to do that in the case. You can have a choose if you want to do that, create your files regularly. I need to go to my video code. I put my text editor, and I just carry my file, just drag it and drop here to authorize me to get in as default, like you need to give an authority. So in my HTML folder, I do not create a file, an index file that is said. Index file is simply the home page I understood in every browser. Index.html with a .html extension. Enter. Now, as I earlier said, the head tag simply carry or simply talks about what the HTML page is all about. So it carry, maybe you want to add some additional files or some other files like link like star files, style or CSS, or some other JavaScript. You just need to link them, or metadata. That's how the basic, the head and favorite icon. It's all about the head tags that can be addition to your page and so on. You just need to define and give a link there in head, while the body simply tell about what the page and what to display and what the page is all about. I just need to come here, just give my title. In my case, I don't care for you, and in my body tag now, all I need to do, I want to display maybe a h1 which tags which is talking about header 1. So all I need to do is put in header 1, which talks about hello world. Save that and open up your browser, and you find your hello world. That's heading 1. Let me just put this one so that we can actually see the code. Yeah. So basically, that's what heading 1 talks about. H1. H1 simply means heading 1. I need to grab this here. Copy that. I'm gonna be slow, and I'm gonna be doing everything slow in this course so that you can actually get the basic understanding. I'm gonna copy the code because it's for absolute beginners. I'm gonna be fast here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So we can just say here heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, yeah, good to go. You're gonna save that now. I go to your browser and refresh that. You now see how it is. Heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, and heading 5, heading 6, how the changes are being made. So that's basically about the heading tag. And you can also go no, I want to put the text, maybe want to put the text about the heading talking about it, just save, just like, let's just get it through now. For now, let's just say heading 3, say hello, welcome to my first HTML crash course. Okay, just save that now. Come now and try to put maybe text that talks about the heading is all about. You can put paragraph and you can say let me write text here. Good. And save that and you go fresh and you find now hello, welcome to my first HTML crash course. There's the text, the text about the paragraph that's trying to display, trying to tell me all I need to know about my heading. I can as well copy that, so put it in times, save that. You can also refresh that. You find have different texts, different paragraphs, 1, 2, 3, 4 in default. So that's all about knowing about the various heading. And you can also say maybe in this case you want to put a heading tag and the text all about talking about hello world, hello, welcome to my first HTML crash course. So we're gonna be talking about links too. Maybe I want to link this episode here to take me somewhere. So all I need to do, I need to make some other link here. So I need to attack, and all I need to do, okay, like I say, I can put my link maybe http here. Facebook.com. Right. I can also grab maybe this one, copy that here, save that, and you get here, you get go, you see hello, welcome to my first HTML crash course. Now not make this man a link where I can try to click here, he also take me to another page and try to tell me what this page talking about. Okay, let's try and see. I can click here. Okay, I click here now. See, it's taking me maybe to facebooklogin.com. Now I'm not in Facebook, but you understand in this code I've seen that I'm actually not a parent. I'm not a parent of my website, or maybe when I'm bearing, you see, I'm actually quite out of my website, which my website needs to have a parent class where you click, it can actually take you to another link. But my website, I don't think you get around my website just like that, except because I don't have to pay PI, so the parameters put my link here. So all I need to do is try to target my website so that in case you're taking a link out of my website will have a parent class. So I need to go back here and try to target this link. All I need to do here, you need to come to your code and try at the target tag in HTML. It's an HTML tag. I'm gonna tag it there, underscore blank. Save that, and you got to refresh here, and you click this link now. You now see that your site have a parent class. Now it is actually your site. You can do here. You didn't get rid of your site just like that, but now you can actually manipulate this API and try to understand what the other thing is talking about. When I'm able to create an account here, but your website is what we're talking about here, is having a parent position on the browser. Good. So we're good to go. Now we'll be talking about talking about some type of list. We have all that and all that list, which we shall be seeing here. So let's go and try to know about the first type of list. So all we need to do is try to know about, let's look about the unordered list. This about URL, and here we can actually put list. Let me say item 1. So we can as well try to copy that. Okay, save that, refresh your page here. Finally that's a list of items. You can have item 1, item 2, item 3, 4, and 5, depending on what you want to do. But you're based on the starting knowing about URL, which is HTML tag that's talking about another list. It's mostly used for nav, people want to navigate stuff. You can try to give a class name there and try to take it with CSS and style it the way you want. But we're not going to do that in this tutorials because yeah, it's just basic HTML crash course. So you can really do about knowing some copy that and also put them here, and you can just put it on the list, make it order, you save that. Yeah, pretty good go. Now find the different between all that and on all that list. Now we now see half the basic the ones you can use to maybe define or give a unique ID on an item what you're talking about. That's it. Now here you understand some various tags, you understand knowing how the text I you have the h3. The h3 simply don't have a start tag, and you can find that it has a closing tag. These are coming in pairs, and you also have the URL without the on other list. You find it coming with start tag and come in pairs. As I said in the presentation, you find that they are all in pairs and they come with an end tag. But elsewhere you should be seeing some other self-closing tags like this, like BR, like horizontal line. So I can save that. You're going to refresh to find a line to display. That's a self-closing tag anyway. That's pretty good. So I don't need to come and style this one here. All I need to do is just give it a class name here and take it to CSS and style what I want. But we'll be doing that here in this case. After you can follow my CSS crash course and tutorials, you'll be following up this basic HTML and try to style it back with CSS. Now we'll be going now to look about the various how to display an image, making an image a link where someone can click it, be displaying, it can display the whole screen, and how you your way functionalities will not behave. That can mostly be done in JavaScript or try to use some other scripting language. But in this case, we'll use the basic HTML and try to display, making an image which they can click the image and it can open. Now let's go and try it out. So okay. Now we need to do now to create an image tag that for creating the image folder where we put in all our image there. You can also put it like a file, but it's not really recommended to put like a file. So you need to put all your image because basically might be in the development or maybe being on a website, you might not use only one image, you might have multiple images. So you need to put that in a particular folder and give a name on that folder. So here we'll be using the image tag here. Image tag will be display out the image tag is actually a tag, and you can also use, you can say the screen yes to tell you how it display various where you put your image and where it's to be displayed at. And the else and the LT talks about the various alternative route, the type that the image is carrying. It mostly help you maybe for a search engine optimization or save that. That's what the image is carrying about, but it's not image yet, so I can save that. You can find here that okay, this image is talking about Camtech. Maybe I want to optimize my browser, or want to do some other thing like running Google Ads stuff. So this help the browser to understand what the image is carrying. So it helps for search engine optimization. So maybe okay, let's go now and create a folder. Let's create a folder here. Create a folder. I might talk about MD. Let's give the folder name. Okay, we create a folder, so we need to put a file in this folder. All I need to do is to go folder here, Camtech docs. Okay, I have my various files here and images. So I need to locate where my folder is in my desktop. Okay, my desktop, I have Camtech. I should open that. Okay, I have my file and I have the images I just created. All I need to do is just to grab this image here. I need to grab this image here and I drop that here, having a class name main tweet copy, and just give a class name. Let me see. Okay, good to go. Now your image, you have in your folder, you have an image with the name camtech.png. All you need to do is try to locate the folder by giving where the folder name is. That's it, and you put the / name of the image. You have camtech.png. Save that and you go here. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, that's good. You find image here, have display on my browser, but it's quite big and I don't want to use CSS here. So all I need to do is just do some inline styling. We even talk about styling. And just put one picture. Save that. Yeah, pretty good now. You can see find it. So this is my image now display here, but I want something now, you could click my image, can actually display in full. So all I need to do is come here. I'm going to create a tag here. Okay, very good. And just grab my image here, copy that, and just put the image here. Paste that here, and make sure you get rid of this closing tag of the app there. Put it at the end here. Sorry. Okay, I'll just put that. Okay, save that now. And you can now see my image like click. I can actually click this image with display on my browser here, because I've now made it a link. As you see, I'm making a link where I can actually click this link now. It takes me to this specific location. I'm just trying that where I can click now, see, find my image, and I can sort of zoom that. Okay, very good. Good to go. So that's all about linking your image here. Good. So now we'll be talking about making out. Maybe I want to put the definition, something that tells my browser about what my image carries, or this heading actually carries image talking about specific something. So all I need to do talking about an HTML text like Margaret. Okay, I need to create a heading here that carries this, that defines that image. So I can see maybe heading 3. I see this is CamTech. Just spell that correctly. This is CamTech logo. Okay, you can save that as well. Fresh. Okay, see this heading 3. So I will say this is CamTech logo below. Let me specify that. Alright, good. Very good. So all I need to do now, this here talks about this is CamTech logo below. So I can as well make this heading one a link where you can click, and I want to do that. I just want to make it an animated text that when you browse, you can actually find how it's animated and telling you about what you find below. So all I need to do is come in here, creating my migrate, using an HTML tag called migrate, and it is called my private tag, and it talks about the behavior, like how they want it to behave, how they do, and the direction. You don't want to go from bottom to top, from top to bottom, from left to right, or from right to left. That depends on you. So I'm gonna use the behavior for now. That's gonna sit down when we can start page. So all I need to do, I can say maybe rotate from left. One might be on left. I don't know your case what you wanted to do, but okay. I need to grab this image here. What I need to do, grab this image here, actually read that, and put it inside here, save that. Very good. So you find out now element and tell me that this is CamTech logo below. So yeah, pretty good. So find out that the heading that I was trying to display and the title is trying to define what the image or what you find below, like a logo. The image you find below is trying to tell you that this CamTech logo in a very style and method way that convincing. So before creating our form, there's some specific things you're gonna see, like field set, which actually is an HTML tag that tells you that like it's a field that tries to carry a lot of group data, and you can define that group data, define that field by giving a name, and which using the HTML tag called legend. So we're gonna do that here. But before we go, I would like to make this thing you write down here. It's not good for view. I need to add some style in here. Style in here. So I'm gonna do that here. Save that. Okay. You can now see that we now have pretty good view here. So now let's go and create a form. Let's go ahead and create a form. So I need to do okay. Put a field set. Like try to come out with group data. So create a field set here. So you save that view here. You can see that has a specific field here, which tells so that we can actually put our group data there. So it can display, and maybe in the field set you might have a name, or can have a name that defines what the field is all about. It's talking about the user info, about interior credentials, or whatever. So it's been defined by using the HTML tag called legend. So I'm gonna put a legend here. Put a legend here. Maybe I want to define my field to have the name, or have the credential like enter or user info. I'll just put in my case user info, and save that here. And you fresh up page, you don't find that this field here is, if I field say it talks about user info. So good, very good to go. So let's go ahead and create our user info, or our form. So when you use HTML tag form, Okay, with the action where we can type action here simply tells about what action you want the page to do, like submitting form and where it's submitting and what the process here. So in this my case, I'm going to use process.php. Do the fish have not been built yet, but process p.php and with the method post. So we can also use post and you can also use the get. It's quite same, but they also have the parameters, but in this case we'll be using the post. Good. So let's go ahead now, start form. Now your carries what will be displayed, like his name. So you can first copy that. Let's put the input first. The input was about text. His name. So you're gonna copy that. Yeah, good. So here you can put his name. His name. His name, and here you can put it. So here you can put email. Email. Okay. And you do the type of email, square email as well. So this is here, email as well. And name. Email. So maybe you can put your, let's say maybe enter your username. Username. Text in here. So it's pretty good. So you can sort of put your enter, maybe look in the password. But we're gonna use password here anyway because maybe this kind of form you submit, it's not like a login form, so registration form. So we're gonna clear this one here out for now. We're gonna use that. You can save that. After that, you're gonna put the text area. So the text area you can say maybe say message. Text area, so you can actually give it a name. So you can give an ID, maybe you want to start on the CSS, I'll put one on you, you can also use the column, the row, but in this case, I'm using that anyway, so you'll get rid of that for now. So you can also save that view. So you now find it displayed here of first name, the last name, the email, username, and message. So see how you're gonna be displayed here. It's gonna error is weird because we don't put in a particular div. So I talked about division. So I'm gonna put in a div here so that it could start anyway. It should be guys going a good farm. So all I need to do is put in a div here. And div start here. So here I can put the issues where and I can here and it is here and this and put inside of this here. turn this video. So turn this. Save that and gives you, yeah, very good to go. So now find out is go on each of them in a specific div. So maybe here we don't want to, maybe it is our join, so we're gonna use joining. Actually give style, give an ID or give a class name that carries a form. We can take it to CSS, we can do anything we want to do with in CSS. But in this tutorial we're gonna touch CSS anyway, because if you remember it's for beginners and just basic HTML without any little or not CSS here. So we're gonna use some basic tags in HTML that can actually give a gap between them, like a break tag here. So all I need to do is come here and I just put my break tag, which is self-closing tag we spoke about. Yeah, tag. I put a break tag here. And the break tag here. Break tag here. And break tag here. That's right. And save that. Find space between them and always it will pretty working, but you can see all good here. But now we can actually make it unique and try to make it good style, make it look presentable. That's given a name and put it in CSS. So we cannot touch CSS now, as I said in this tutorial. So we just use some basic CSS style in here. So maybe I want to make this is my user info here. Let me touch. So maybe I want it to be good, look it good. So I can actually come if I say that's better new. You can actually give as well this class name and take it to CSS. Like for instance, I can give an idea. I can put a class name here and I'm gonna start in CSS base. I'm gonna do that here. So I'm gonna do inline styling. It can be unique here. So maybe I can say, maybe I can say style in this style now. Okay, I can maybe say in style. You can see in this form. Maybe put border. Let me border. Okay, my border I can put maybe 5 pixel. Okay, 5 pixel red solid. I'm gonna save that here. So you click here, find something that's fine hot border here. So it's pretty good. So I just don't, I'm not recommend you to just to do this in your work. It's just about bringing out some some specific design in your blog. But all you need to do is give it a class name, an ID. You can carry CSS and do whatever you want to do with it. So good to go. So that's our makes our form here. So we need to form, you need to give a submit button that actually submit. We will now take respect to this process, the PHP that has not been built yet. We will not do that in this tutorial. After you can go ahead and watch my video on PHP. So maybe here you can actually come and put your name. Okay, do everything, but now I want everything to be so simple and extent where even a layman can understand where and how to use it. So all we need to do is try to put something text here that tells the user where to input your details. So in your placeholder I can save that now. And now refresh that. It's now finding enter first name, and when typing your first name, you now see pretty good camera submit and everything very good. So we need to go ahead and create our form, our submit button here that actually submit the form to process.php, which is scripting language PHP. We'll create that here. So we're talking about HTML only here. So all you need to do, come to form, create a button with a button type submit. Okay, and what we display will say submit form. You're gonna save that here and refresh that. Okay, find a button here that says submit. You can just click that, it take us to process.php. So that's good, pretty good. So good now. So all we need to do now, okay, let's first prepare so that defines everything to the user here. Just gonna copy that. Come here, paste that here, paste that here too. Set here. Okay, very good. So let me see. The last name, the email, enter username. This is correct. username. So maybe for the text area, I can also come here and put the same thing here. I'm gonna see here. Let's see. Say something. Save that. I'm gonna refresh your page. You can find here. Press okay. Enter your first name, enter the last name, enter email, enter username, and say something with a text here. So I'm gonna put a break tag here so that actually way you'll be so closer to the other ones. All I need to do, come here, come up here, tag a break tag, save that. Yeah, pretty good. So now you see actually submit my form here, you take me to process.php. So I don't even want that way. Basically you can actually do that using some scripting language or JavaScript that you can actually add like maybe the practice or everything that might be the various thing that are needed in the form. If they are not required specifications, they shouldn't be submitted. So now we're going to go ahead and try to see if I can click my form here. It's taking me to process.php. In that case it's not supposed to be like that. So why don't you do like this? You actually say, okay, maybe I put the wrong email and I click again. You're gonna tell me that okay, please include a tag because email here is actually data type for email now, so it won't go. So what I need to do is try to come here and try to put some required tag statement that will actually make you user to understand that there are some things you need to put there to proceed. So I'm just gonna make this one required. Let me required. Make it required. Make it required. And swear here too. Make it required. So save that, refresh your page. If I already submit that, it won't go because actually they are required. So when we come here and put my first name, last name, email, .com, in the username, and like, hello, I want to learn HTML. Hello, I want to learn HTML. Now submit your form, take you to the process.php with the boss, guys. So pretty good to go. So now we talk about the forms, creating the form. So you can actually give class name in a form. You can add CSS. You can style it the way you want. You can do verse animation or verse adding your practice statement. You can start adding on JavaScript or some script or some PHP, some with form as a back end. So you can do that the way you want. So this basically HTML. Try to create out the front form on how the form is all about. We shall start on CSS in my next video and what it's all about. I need to do like try to create it. Maybe you tender what I'm gonna do. So I need to try it first. Try to make you new date. So me just all I need to do is like trying to add a library here. So maybe I can see for date or for birth date. So you know input here. Okay, my input I can say maybe date. I input date for the data type. Say name. But save that. Fresh. Okay, now find pretty calendar here. You can actually enter your date. You can enter maybe 12 the 2 of 1999. So that's pretty good. Depending on you, I can actually submit the form. Will take you to the same process PHP, but I'll put it required from here. So it's quite the same with my submit forms. I need to put a break tag here. So all I need to do is put it in a div. So I'm gonna create a div here. Red date and try to put it div here. Okay, plus div. Okay, let's save that. Try to refresh your page. Okay, now pretty good. So I need to put it. Good to go. Now break that. Good to go. So now we're gonna put now about I want like try to know the age. Maybe you can put here. Let's see the div, another div, and a div. I can put maybe label. Label I can see for each. Into each. So come here with my input. save that, refresh that. Okay, now final your date and your age. So I didn't display value for that state. Sorry, so I'm gonna put your birthday. So good, very good to go. So you break line here. So I save that, my break line, refresh that. Yeah, very good. So I find out enter your first name, last name, email, username, message, birthday, enter your age. So the age should give a pre-calendar here. You can scroll the calendar and try to look what you want to do. You can go down and try to specify. So good. So your date, you can actually go put, you can do that manually. You can do that manually as well. You can come console here. You can start put maybe start put your date. Good. There you go. So we shall be looking also about knowing how the various sex. We'll be looking at text, so we'll be looking and try to look about the options that I can get your image. So let's try to put our gender in your form. So when I go calendar this year, yeah, let me see gender. If you give an ID, because maybe I want to start it somewhere, but I'm not starting it. I will just HTML, so I'm using an ID for now. So you select, maybe we see option. An option in option statement, I can put a value, maybe gender. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Good to go. So in this case now I'm going to put gender. Okay, the gender. So here you can see male, carries the value male, and here what you display male. Just say here female. Female and others. Okay, very good. You save that now here. For saving that, you're gonna put a prime break here so that you won't dash the one. Prime break and separate a horizontal line. Display it, maybe a sharp return here. Pretty good. So I'm gonna save that. Good. Find a line here with a break that gives you space gap the other one. So you know when you have a gender, you know select what you want. Is it female, is it male, or others you choose, and pretty good to go. So I can come in my form here. I just put my first name, I put my last name, tag, email, come tag, maybe hello, come tag, hello, come tag academy. I can get my calendar here. My calendar talk about I will on the 7/2 year 2 and maybe my month 2022. So my age I'm saying I am 34. I'm 34. My mirror and I submit my form. Take me to process.php. Very good. Nice to go. Good. So now we're gonna look about of tables. I don't know how we're gonna be table, and in this you'll find the various table we're gonna do. So in the table you can add some functionalities, how you can do some sort of things. But yeah, I won't be doing that. So in this table format, we're gonna look about we're gonna look about the table R. The T R is a table row, the T with a table cell, the T head with a table header, and the T body with a table body, and the T footer with a table footer. Good, we go. So first time, let's do a guide kind of our table here. Just go under our form and just click that here. I'm just gonna paste it here so you don't have the right time. So you can copy the code and try to test on your PC. Thank you. So I can just paste that one here. So yeah, we have the table tag, and the T head. We talk about the table header and the table head and the table header. Guys talk about specific like name, class, college, department. You have the in table class, it carries the attribute, name, PhD, Rama Metropolitan University, and for department you have the database. So I can save that and go and do that. Okay, now find it here, have the specific classes and their attributes. So all we need to go now, try to copy this, and let's copy the one here. I'll copy this, paste that here, paste that here. Okay, save that. It's quite long. You save that here, find some specific data that the various class carry the attribute here. So you can have maybe different class, maybe you have a diverse student name and their various classes, labels, or the college they came from, and the various department they're in, and software engineer, the graphic designer, the web developers, the database developers, or it depends on you. So you can actually make these ones have some functionalities. We're going to talk about it later. So are you going to make this class unique or add some small style in this class here? Even though it's bold, show some difference, but I don't do add here and have to tap to my table head. I don't add some style here. The style can maybe say background color, maybe just put this in a color here and save that. Yeah, very good. You can actually give a class name on this table and grab CSS and do whatever you want. You can also style the way you want. You can also add some functionalities, like you can click on the various student name, or it can take you maybe to student browser, student page, or whatever. You can actually make some functions with using some script language like PHP, JavaScript. You can also do whatever you want to do. I've already given a class name, or add some functionality like the behind the scenes. So we're gonna do that here. You can actually watch my various videos to find how that was done. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the basic HTML tag. So you need other tag like a footer. So you can actually go down here and make a footer tag. So you come here, I can say footer. You find it, come here, but now it's didn't really show, like I can make it unique. So all I need to do is just come at table footer and have some small style in here. I can see it might be background color 33. Okay, let me give it a color for background. Save that. Pretty good. It's not, the color is not really show, but it now shows that the footer. So maybe I can even just change the color and put something more unique. Let me just do them. Save that. Find it yellow. So maybe the footer might be talking about some specific things. That's depending on how you want to style your table. So you can go ahead and make some functionality. So we're gonna talk more. You're gonna touch more on CSS, but I actually give it a name, give it a class name, and take it to CSS. Do whatever you want to do. So we are actually coming to the end of this tutorial. So if you really want, I want to comment you dislike my channel, subscribe so that any video we do you could be notified, so you can actually work hands in gloves and going stepwise. And you should always use the same, try that as much as you can. You can post a video, you try to write a code, try to write and over. That's how you get used in coding, so that the next time we meet ourselves again in CSS, we shall have the same track in coding. Thank you.